India is one of the fastest growing major economy in the world. Our GDP is projected to become the third largest in the world within this decade. And yet, here is the number that should stop us in our tracks. The poorest 50% of the Indian populations just earns 15% of the country's total income, while the richest 10% takes home nearly 58%. The growth is happening, but who is really getting the growth? So, this is the paradox of modern India. Headline: Prosperity sitting alongside deep structural inequality. According to the research by Thomas Piketty and colleagues, by 2022 to 23, the top 1% of the India will be controlling over 22% of the national income and more than 40% of the nation's wealth, levels that are historically unrepresented and higher than countries like South Africa, Brazil, even United States. The bottom 50% by constraint contrast hold just 3% of the nation's wealth. This isn't just a statistical gap, it translates into a real life consequence. Rising income inequality makes it harder for the poor people to access education and healthcare, and it also increases the risk of falling into poverty trap, where circumstances at birth determine a person's entire economic trajectory. Inequality is not just about morality, it is an economic one. When a larger share of population lacks purchasing power, domestic consumption stays weak, human capital goes underdeveloped, and social mobility stagnates. Research shows that educational inequality alone explains roughly a quarter of the wage inequality in India. And the ability of a child to do better than their parents has remained low and stagnant since liberalization. In short, the playing level field is not level and it is not becoming more level on its own. So, the solutions are known, even if politically difficult. The first, progressive taxation, taxing wealth and top incomes more meaningfully to fund public goods. Second, investment in and education and healthcare, the two greatest equalizers in the society. Third is the job creation in the manufacturing and labor intensive sectors so that growth generates broad based employment and not just return of capital. So, India is ambitious to be a developed nation by 2047 is aspiring, but a nation cannot truly call itself developed when its growth bypasses half of its people. The question is not whether India is growing. It clearly is the question whether the growth is building country, giving everyone a fair chance or not. Thank you.